If you work in organizations for long enough, I definitely think that you have experienced some new managers to come into organizations. And the topic I want to invite us to talk about is the change of culture with new managers, or how new managers, who sometimes come from outside, usually try to work with the culture. And of course, when I say usually, I over-exaggerate a bit, but I think that, or at least my hypothesis is that what pops into your mind, or at least it does pop in mine, is that when new managers come, they try to change things. As if the past was not good enough, there is some things that needs to be changed, and sometimes it needs to be changed rapidly. And then the new vision is something that people will have, and that will just lead us to some golden paths. But from the perspective of the managers, I think the very quick action without not understanding what the culture is a bit dangerous and risky, because the important thing for us as leaders to remember is that the culture of organization always have some function, or it always serves for some purpose. So if the people are very silent and they do not talk about things, probably they have some reason to do so, or they have some learning why they don't speak up. If the people are very talkative, informal, and like family-like, then that's probably also have some reason and some history. So you can't really just force and formalize things over the night. So if you are a new manager, then for you it is very important sort of to sit on the culture and in the culture for a while. And of course you might have an ambition to change it, but understanding of the culture and understanding what function does it serve for is extremely important for you, especially if you are in a very high management position. And when you understand that, it's also very dangerous to blame the past, to blame the past managers, or sort of to diminish really the organization and the culture that has been before you, because people were building things there and they were believing in things in the past organization too. But what you can do if you definitely want to change the culture, you can invite people for the journey to co-create new meanings, to sort of also find new ways of working. And unfortunately, I must say, that's quite a long process. And when we think about culture transformation, we never say that a month could be enough. We always say that that's a process that definitely takes time, and usually it's even difficult to say how much would it take. But anyway, culture always has a function, and even though you think the culture is very, very bad, or you can't understand why people behave in the way they behave, usually they have a reason for that. When we think about culture topics, especially from the leader's perspective, it's quite common that we talk about culture change, as if change is the only way or the only form how we can work with the cultures, which is not really true. And we as leaders, we can actually decide upon different ways what do we want to do and what do we need to do with the cultures, and change is just one of the options. So another option, which sometimes is actually quite forgotten, is maintaining or nurturing the culture. And we tend to think that if the culture is okay, just leave it and it will live forever, which definitely is not the case. So even though you want to maintain the culture, you want to nurture the existing culture and you are happy with it, you should still work so that it maintains, it flourishes and it stays. As organization changes a lot, the context changes a lot, and I believe some people come and some people go. So actually to think that it's the self-going process would be quite risky or quite dangerous. The other thing, of course, if you want to change something, and then if you are a newcomer or you're an old manager, but you still see some changes that need to be implemented, then the advice or the thinking could be just be wise. And the wisdom is something you should actually cling to, so that you really go deep in understanding what kind of culture do you have. You really work quite wisely on describing what do you want to have, and then in a patient and quite systemic way you need to sort of think together with your team or whomever who will be helping you on this job to plan the ways how your culture can be influenced or what you believe is the way to change it. So not always changing, and that's good enough, but then if you even though want to maintain it and you want to sort of really keep it together, you still need to work hard, because it's never a self-happening process.